Hey everyone, I'm going to show you how I refill my fountain pen. This is my Kaweco Brass Sport without getting any ink on my fingers. Now, I know that a badge of honor for fountain pen users is to have inky fingers. However, that is not my preference. I don't like getting them inky. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to disassemble my pen and I'm going to take my blunt tip syringe and I'm going to squeeze that on. And then I'm going to pull off the cap. See, that's flat. I don't know, is that focusing? Am I in frame? This is my first time doing this, so please bear along. Thank you. So this is an empty, clean Kaweco ink cartridge, which I have flushed out and dried. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my ink, give the bottle a little shake, just so that in case there's any ink sediments that have settled. I don't know why, I just always do that. It's like a quirk. And so I'm going to very carefully put my cap over to one side and I'm going to dip the needle into the bottle and I'm going to squeeze up just a little bit, not a lot. See, even that's a lot for my cartridge because these Kaweco ink cartridges are really small, but they actually hold a lot more ink than the refillable cartridge, and so I prefer using these. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to insert my needle into the cartridge like so, and I'm going to very slowly, like this, fill the cartridge. See that? And oh, look at that, I got it about right. Yeah, I've done this so many times that I've gotten used to about how much ink the cartridge is going to take. And then because I don't want any mess, I'm going to put my cap back on with one hand, which is a little tricky. I got it. I can do this. Of course I can. And I'm going to close that up nice and tight. That is not going anywhere. Okay, so I'm going to put that off to one side. And then I'm just going to put this in to my pen. Okay, and I'm going to hold that down, screw the rest of the pen together, and I'm going to wait a few minutes. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my needle. See, absolutely no ink. Is that ink or is that just, no, it's not. No ink on my fingers, so yay. Voila, clean ink syringe and needle. I'm going to set that there on my paper towel, and my hands, my fingers have no ink on them. Yay! Okay guys, now that I have filled my pen and cleaned the syringe, let's see how this baby writes. I love posting my Kaweco because I find that it is, for me personally, a lot more comfortable posted, and I like to hold it about here because these threads, they kind of bother my fingers. I find that here my hand doesn't get as fatigued. That's just my personal preference. So this is a fine nib that I had in my Kaweco Sport, the olive one that has the gold finial up top. And on the brass, sometimes I like to have the gold nib to match the rest of the pen. Other times I like the contrasting silver nib. So Kaweco makes it super easy to swap the nibs out, and I can show you how I do that in a different video. But I had someone ask me months ago how I refilled my Kaweco pen in particular, and this is what I like about keeping the ink cartridges, is that I can refill them as often, as many times as I want to. Granted, they're not as travel friendly because, you know, you have to do the whole bottle with the syringe, blah, blah, blah. And so I would probably use a Diamine ancient copper, in this case, cartridge, which they sell, which is the same size as the Kaweco cartridge, so it'll go into the pen with no problem. Sometimes I like doing that when I am traveling, but right now I'm not traveling, so this works great for me, and I love being able to use my bottled ink as well. And so there is my writing sample. Color is lovely. It's very complimentary on this pen, with this pen, whatever. And so I really like it. Another color that I love using in this pen in particular is Diamine Oxblood. I just love the burgundy red with this brass. I think it looks so lovely, but I wanted to just change things up and use ancient copper. So I figured, why not? And let me go ahead and film it so that people can see how I refill my fountain pens without getting ink on my fingers. I don't like ink on my fingers. I know that a lot of people in the fountain pen community love that about fountain pens, but for me personally, I like using the fountain pens, but I don't like getting ink on my fingers. Just personal preference. I'm not here to bash or criticize anybody. This is a me thing. So if you're feeling any type of way about it, it's not a personal attack. Settle down, Beavis. It's all good. You do you, I will do me. So with that being said, hope you guys enjoyed, and I will see you in another video. Bye.